Hey everybody, it's me Alex once again, and today I'm here to bring you some thoughts on Mega Man Legends. Now, I just did a video on this saying that it is inevitable that Mega Man Legends 3 will happen. And do I still stand by that? I do. And I've completed the first game so far, and the Misadventures of Tron Bonne. That will probably be at the end of the video, because obviously it came out after 1 but before 2. So there's not really much to say on that, but we'll see if that will fit into this video or not, depending on how long it goes. So, what did I first think of Mega Man Legends before even going into it? Well, I saw joke footage of it from old YouTubers back in the day. I didn't really quite understand the context of it. And I thought, oh, that looks kind of cool. I'd like to get that. And I heard first about it through Mega Man 64. And I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. Never got it, thankfully. And then eventually, years later, I'd say pretty much around the time Mega Man Legends 3 was announced, I was fully aware of the series. I said, oh, okay, so... well, no, that's a lie. Because I first played Mega Man Legends 2, a little bit of it, somewhere in the storyline. I don't remember where. And it was... pretty good from what I can remember. I cannot remember, honestly, like what I thought of it, other than the fact that his disc was so bad and his PlayStation 1 was so old in terms of the disc reader just barely working that, like, for example, Teasel would be talking, but like another character would be moving their lips. It was like all out of sync. It was so bizarre. That's the one I remember anyway. And I think it was also with Barrel too. So anyway, let's talk about the first game, though. Now, because I don't really have too much history besides, getting that, or playing, like, the second game a little bit, and then getting this at Too Many Games Expo, getting it signed by Some Call Me Johnny. He just reviewed the game, so that's kind of what made me get the final push to support the franchise. I mean, I didn't need to buy this again, but I did, because it kind of needs that support to show Capcom, hey, can you please make a Legacy Collection? So, anyway. What's the whole story? Well, it looks like Mega Man and his friend Roll are looking for the Motherlode Stone, or whatever you want to call it. I don't think it's not really a stone per se, from what I could tell. But they're just looking for it. And I'll just say right off the bat, from the opening, the voice acting in this game is atrocious. Like, most of the time it's atrocious. And that's just a product of its time. I mean, there are some good characters. I mean, Mega Man's okay. Roll is really good. Teasel is really good, even though I just learned from Johnny's review that he is a convicted pedophile. I don't know how that would work if they really re-release the games. Like, that's a really bad thing to have on your record there, or to have the game known for. It's not known for that, but whoo, that's not good. And then we have another character, Tron Bonne, who I really liked. And she was more like, she is definitely more of the love interest kind of thing with Mega Man in this entire game. Because she has this constant thing of, oh, we gotta stop him, but I care about him at the same time. And you're thinking, oh boy, we're gonna have a love triangle here between Roll and Tron and Mega Man. Oh, Jesus Christ. And we have yet to see what happens with that, but it's pretty much there. But again, with Teasel of the Bond family, he's my favorite character in the game because he's just so over the top and can be kind of funny unintentionally. And it's good. Like, I think for a piece of shit that he is, he did a really good job as the character. That's just weird, but yeah, great job. If you just ignore that, push in the back of your head, and just think of it as a character himself, he is great. A fantastic character. And there's also Bonne, who is like this robot thing. And I'm like, okay, that's weird. And it's like a baby, too. Like, it just says, Babu. That's all it says. I'm like, okay. But these guys are basically pirates. They're coming in to, get all these refractors. And, well, I think they're coming specifically for one refractor. But Mega Man and Roll have to crash land onto the this island of the game. I can't remember the name of the island right off the top of my head, but they crash land there, and they have to go find refractor stones to is it refractor shards or stones? Whatever, refractor shards we're gonna call them, or crystals, refractor crystals, and they need those to get the ship up and running. And you have to go first into town, which was really weird because this game is flooded. Like, we're talking like Wind Waker maximized. Like 99% of the world is water, basically. Only a few islands exist. I don't know how many, but we have yet to see the full scope of the franchise because rest in peace 3. And you get to basically go into town anyway, and it seems like things are thriving. Even though it's kind of like post-apocalyptic, really. If you really thought about that, that'd really be post-apocalyptic. Like, oh shit, Jesus, society should have fallen and crumbled and all that. But no, it didn't. It seemed to stay on course. So you go there, and you go to the junk shop. And before I talk about any more about that, this is where you get accustomed to Mega Man's controls. He controls really bad. Like, it's really bad, but at the same time, it's manageable. The default controls are not good, in my opinion. Like, I prefer if they made it like the other controls that I'm going to talk about default. But basically, it's tank controls at the start. You're able to move forward with the D-pad moving forward, but and also going, up right, up left, and down right, down left. But to turn left and right, you would push left or right, obviously, but he would turn like a tank. I'm like, what the hell is this? No. So what they had, it was up and down move you forward, backward. L1, R1 would move you left and right. I'm like, what the fuck is this? So thankfully, you can change it to where the D-pad moves Mega Man like he should. It's just the camera does not really exist in this game. It's always behind Mega Man. Like, so you're rarely gonna, you really don't actually have control of the camera in this. It kind of reminds me of Ocarina of Time, really. Like, you could turn one way and hit the Z button and it would like center. If you are facing a certain way and you push the circle button, it will, like, the D-pad direction and circle at the same time, it will face you that way. So that's actually really nice. So yeah, not too bad. Character models, by the way, for this game are really damn good for 1997. I'm like really good. This game in general just looks fantastic. Like, people say like PlayStation 1 games and anything around that era don't look good and don't age well at all, but you have to kind of look at it from a different artistic perspective. Like, there's something about the artificial look of games that are trying to be real that kind of makes it feel magical, really. It's kind of what I thought of Mario 64. I'm like, I know this is a game, but I'm taking what I'm seeing and I can imagine it would be like in real life, kind of thing. So, again, the graphics for 97 look really good. But with the voice acting and lip syncing, it's a little bit off, but yeah, I can forgive it. I can really forgive it for 97. So, that's good there. Music, it's stuck in my head. The town theme is completely stuck in my head. I can't get it out. I really can't. I try to sleep and it just won't go away. So, no, not really, but I swear to God, sometimes it happens. But with Mega Man's controls, back to that. You can hold I think it's in this, the L2 button to just kind of auto-aim at someone and fire at them with the square button. It's like, okay. And then there is the secondary weapon, which could be kind of anything that you can get in the game, but you really can't just, go have all your weapons and that from roll that you can just be like, hey, I want to buy this for 100,000 zenny. No. You have to go into the caves because you're a digger and you go around and you like get treasure and stuff like that. That's what you're supposed to really do. And you go and find little parts and stuff like that to make these weapons. And the weapons themselves can be useless or really good. Like the grenade launcher. That was my favorite weapon to use. And I did not get to really explore everything. Like, I didn't see all the major, like, upgrades and other weapons from side quests. I just did almost the bare minimum, I guess you could say. A little bit above it, actually. I repaired the entire town. I didn't really know how to activate side quests. I feel like you just talk to people and things happen, but I think you have to be at a certain point in the game, but I'm not positive. So it was my first playthrough, so what are you going to do? Maybe a second playthrough. But honestly, the controls, I'm like, I really need to take a break from this game for a bit because trying to play that, man, it was like so archaic. The problem is, no, there's no problem because you really can't like fix. You can't really bitch about those kind of controls because that was their first attempt at a 3D Mega Man game and they thought this would work the best. But that's what Legends 2 where that comes in, Legends 2, and gives you dual sticks. And I'm like, oh, thank God, because I'm starting to play that right now, and oh my God, it is so much better. And whenever I finish that game, I can't wait to talk about that. And I won't really go over the entire story because we'd be here all night. And you basically just need to go around, find these stones or crystals, whatever, refractor crystals, and get your ship to fly and get out of there. But I guess at some point here, you kind of go from 0 to 100 on the plot, and there's a thing in there, Mega Man Juno, that I believe that's his name, that basically is supposed to nuke the island if the population gets too big. And I'm thinking, that's pretty fucked up. Why would they set that up that way? And there's also a little bit of like a side story going on, or subplot, about who Mega Man really is, where is he from, yada, yada, yada. They never explain it. They still have yet to explain it. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, please, give us something interesting. Not anything, like, lame, please. Please. But, yeah. The game, great game. I don't really have too much more to say about it because I just want to kind of give my own just personal bleh out. It's not really a review. It's more so just like, here's what I thought of the game. Here are the major points I liked. And yeah, there you go. But there's also things that I did like powering up your health, like you normally would in the Mega Man franchise. And the weapon upgrades, they cost way too much. Way too much. Some of the things in general just cost too much, but there are grinding spots for money. Well, one in particular. And it's really nice. And in terms of the exploration, by the way, this is all taking place on one island. And you do get to remember where you need to go, but that's where, thankfully, you can have roll be called in so you can be like, hey, I need to go here. We can't go everywhere. We can go pretty much everywhere. And it's like, cool. And also the boss fights in this, they're not too bad. I mean, they're not really hard once you know what you're doing. The only reason why you would die or you would say they're hard is because of the controls. Like, oh my God. Like, every time I fuck up, it's always the fault of the controls. Yes, it may be my playing skill not being as good, but I swear to God that it's mostly the controls doing this to me. So, anyway, what would I want to see from Mega Man Legends 1 going forward? I'm going to be saying this for every entry, because this will apply for all of them. Does Legends 1 deserve or require a remake to be introduced into the modern era? Or does it need a legacy collection with, of course, some tweaks and all that stuff to make the first game a little less clunky and archaic? Honestly, I think they should just pretty much remake it from the ground up, because just some of the level design and some of the camera angles and just the way it's all constructed and the way it controls are supposed to complement each other. But if anything that's fixed, like, it just doesn't, I don't know, it probably wouldn't really jive well. And there's also like voice clips and stuff that are like tied to saying the X, the circle, square, triangle button. So are you going to have everyone come in and redo their lines to say this button and that button? Well, more so that's for Misadventures of Tron-Bonne, but it's just, I feel like this game could really use a remake. Like, hands down. I mean, if we do get a Legacy Collection, I'm still going to support it regardless. But I think it would really benefit the Mega Man Legends series going into the mainstream by being a more modern style of video game. I mean, of course, there's someone remaking Mega Man Legends 1 right now, and it looks beautiful. It's just go for something like that. If you look it up, you'll probably know what I'm talking about. I think it's Mega Man Legends X or something like that. And I'm thinking, yeah, if Capcom could go this route, that'd be great. So, yeah, that's what I have to say about this. And if you want to get the games now, you might as well go on your PS3 if you still have it hooked up and go download them off the PlayStation Store. If you don't want to get the avatars, you'll be fine by getting a $30 PlayStation card, and you will be getting those games for a little bit under under $30. So you don't need to buy a $5 one and a $30 one. At least that's how it should be, because I did have a little bit of extra money left over in my account. So maybe, I don't know. So, regardless, everyone, I hope you enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed Legends. I cannot wait to keep playing Legends 2 because, I don't know, I wish I never missed out on the series. It's not my parents' fault that they didn't get me Legends as a kid. I mean, what are you going to do about that? But, regardless, please support. So please support the franchise. Get your PS3s out. Go buy the games. Do something to show Capcom that you guys that really wanted Legends 3, that you just put the money right in front of Capcom and be like, here you go. We want this game. Because that's what talks. We were very vocal back in 2011 or in 2012. I remember this very clearly. And people were just more so vocal about it. Only about 100,000 plus people, if you remember the Facebook thing, really ended up supporting it. And looking at that at the time seemed like a lot of people. But 100,000-ish people, which probably wouldn't be even 100,000 people that would buy the game, that's a pretty risky move. Selling under 100,000 units is not good in the modern day of gaming. So I think, honestly, it was good that Legends 3 got canceled at the time. So they could, now that we can have it in a modern day era where Mega Man's becoming more relevant again. And then this is a great way to reintroduce that franchise into the whole thing. So, yeah, a bit of a side tangent there. But, again, I don't think it would have worked great on the 3DS. But this is not a Legends 3 discussion anymore. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Go play Legends 1. Support it while you can. And I will see you next time. Farewell.